Dear students, I am continuing the lecture with the question, who is the manager? Very simple. Manager is the person who have to perform four basic activities of management to arrange all the resources in such a way so that each and every step of his decision could ensure the effectiveness and efficiency. What are the basic jobs managers have to do? They have to perform three basic functions. The first one is they have to come up with a proper plan, not only for the short run but also for the long run. They have to organize their resources in such a way so that the plans could be carried out in the proper direction, and they have to ensure the proper control process so that they can measure the performance of the employees. They could find out what they should do on what and what they should not. I hope that you already read the case on Google given earlier in the box. There are so many things were discussed about Google, including the history of Google, how Google became Google, what are the exclusive management decisions taken by the owners, Brain and Page. I'm focusing only the related context and divided it in four points so that it will be easier for us to understand the case. The first one is their decisions regarding employee recruitment. Google is basically an online service organization, and half of their employees are scientists and engineers. So the owners were very much specific about the quality of the employees. So they are looking for very talented and creative employees. They targeted the top universities for recruitment. They also ran some online programming contest and offered the winners directly to join in the organization. Now the question is, why these people will join in such an organization which is a new startup at that moment? They offered the employees a high compensation package comparing with the other competitors, and a standard payment for performance that attract the employees to join in Google. Not only these decisions are enough to hold these creative people, they have to take some decision which will enhance the creativity of their employees also. So they decide to maintain the workplace as a small, flexible, and self-directed team. Not only that, they also took the decision that employees can spend their own personal time, which is the 20% of their working hour. And this decision came up with the very outstanding results. The innovative ideas were coming from that particular period of time. They also focused on enhancing the features of their service, and also they try to ensure the improvement of their technology. So they were very much specific about acquisition and strategic alliance. They acquired YouTube, Postini, DoubleClick to improve their technology and bringing the variety in their offerings. And they're maintaining the strategic alliances with the foreign online service providers that offer Google search on their sites. This is how they are enhancing their service offerings. These are not enough to come up with a unique success. They include some innovative decisions, and we know that even if you don't know how to operate in English or how to search an information in Google in English, you can also use your own language. That is the most innovative idea of Google. So, automated universal language translator introduced in Google. They they're also keeping a very strict focus on the competitors, how to compete with them, what they should consider, and so many things. So all of these decisions ultimately help Google to move on the success and to create today's Google. So while we are thinking about the excellency of managerial decisions or the area where we should put our outstanding steps, we have to focus on three different aspects. The very first one is, what is your business strategy? Here they were very much specific about auctioning for advertising placements. They were very much specific about their acquisition and alliance decisions. Then how they could maintain the talented employee team. Again, they showed their Google showed their outstanding decision making process. And they were also very specific about their future strategies. Now move on the management process, what we are talking about from our first slides. Management process includes four different activities: planning and decision making, organizing, controlling, and leading. We can see that the arrows are indicating each and every activities. It indicates that the process is not giving you the meaning that you have to come up one after one. Sometimes you are organizing and you have to say go back to the control process and again come back to planning. So four activities basically related with each other, and you have to move in every direction depending on your situation. Now move on, what is planning and decision making? Planning is identifying or determining your goals, and then what are the courses of action are required to achieve those goals. And this, what is the meaning of decision making? Decision making is basically the part of planning. Planning and decision making, these two tasks have to go simultaneously. Decision making is selecting the appropriate actions among the alternatives. So, while you are going to making a plan by making different decisions, you have to ensure that you are taking the proper steps, which is ensuring the effectiveness and efficiency and directing you for future tasks. Now move on, organizing. Organizing is coordinating the activities along with the resources. For example, you make a plan to get the task done by 3 days. Now you have to find out how many people are required to make the task done by 3 days and what are the technical supports are required to make the task done. So these arrangements could be termed as organizing. Then move on, leading. Leading includes again two different activities. Leading will start from understanding your subordinates. Then you have to find out how you can motivate them. And then move on, controlling. Again, controlling also have two different tasks. First of all, you have to monitor your employees, and then you have to evaluate their performance so that we can come up with the decision what we should do, where we are standing now, and how we can make the improvement. So based on the Google case, here are the four different management process done by the Google. So how, while they are planning and taking their decisions, what was their focus, how they are organizing their resources, how they are playing the leading role, and how they are putting their controls among the entire process. Dear students, this slide is important to brush up your concepts on management process, and this slide will also give you the idea about the question patterns in your that you are going to face in your quiz, midterm, and final. So now consider these four examples where Tom is a manager of an organization. In the first task, Tom has to prepare a plan of his co-workers where he's going to give a detailed idea about the job responsibilities. As the regular workplace is shifted in virtual platform because of COVID-19, so we have to prepare a plan from a different point of view. Here Tom is performing the planning task. Then Tom has to find out who will do what pattern of task. Again, what are the technical supports are required to perform these tasks virtually. Here he is doing the organizing task. They are planning to promote a new promotional line, and they have to go with this promotional activities even though there is a COVID-19 period. So Tom has to find out the appropriate person, and again the workload is quite different. So here he has to find out how he could motivate that person to run this new pattern of workload. Here he is doing the leading task. And finally, in the last example, Tom has to monitor the performance of that particular employee. He has to find out what are the obstacles are disrupting the performance of that employee, what are the improvements he has to make, what are the different focuses he should consider, and all these things. So here he is doing the controlling process.